The tournament went on because of their substitutes, in that they've done a good job all year.
Well, Gordon, they've got 8 people in the scoring column already. Chuck Lewis at 8, Andre was 6, Ed was 4, Matt, Scott, Gary, Bob, and Fred have all either had 2 or 3-pointers. Fred has that 3-pointer. Chuck Lewis is, I think, 2 for 2 from 3-point range, or 2 out of 3. They're just doing everything they need to do right now to be state champs. 9:02 remaining in the first half. Cougars up by 9, 29-20. Williams with the shot. Oh, he gets a good roll. 29-22. One thing I'm glad to see is they don't seem to be intimidated by Oakland at all.
Yeah, that was something I was looking for early, too.
Well, Matt Lehman was in and out with that shot. Butler's into the game. Steal by Matt Lehman, but it goes off his leg, and that will go to the Raiders. It was a little disappointed, Gordon, that we didn't see a write-up of last night's game in the free press. Okay, we've got a foul on Williams underneath as he moves out Matt Lehman to get position. But I noticed tonight the Free Press has a reporter here, and he's going to get a full story on Oakland since they're in the Detroit area, and also going to mention the Cougars. He was asking for some valuable Cougar information. Chuck Lewis with the ball, 29-22, up by 7.
Yeah, that's...
Well, he hit it. Holt had a hand on it. The referee was behind the play, so he didn't see it.
Yeah.
Butler with the ball. Boy, a lot of contact. Ed Finch almost had a 3rd foul.
Yep,
Raiders score 2, 29-24.
With all the substitutes, you still don't want foul trouble.
Ed Finch from about 18 feet. He's got it.
We want these guys resting when Coach Schultz wants them resting, not when the referee does.
Well, is that Holt, Gordon?
Yeah.
Okay, he got another one. It's about 8 points for Holt. He's their lone returning starter from last year's state champion team. Ball slapped away. Matt Lehman's going to pick it up. Give it to Ed Finch. Fresh 45. Ed tries to push it into Andre, but it's slapped out of bounds by Butler. Scott Furman gets it in close, gives it over to Chuck Lewis. 3-point range, in and out. Scott Furman stripped by
number 51.
Davis on that play.
He was a questionable starter right up to game time. They weren't sure whether it would be Davis or another player, and it was Davis who got the call. He's done well.
Well, Holt loses control of the ball. It goes out of bounds. Cougars up by 5, 31-26 with 7:03 remaining in the first half. Andre Bolden dribbling through traffic. Chuck Lewis. Hey, needed about a half a spin on that ball to carry it in. That was quite an effort by Chuck. Just didn't get the bucket. Even though the Cougars played probably their finest first half of the season last night against Muskegon, I just feel they're up a notch tonight, Gordon, in overall play, defense and offense. Well, Andre did a smart thing there. He fouled Gary Holt before he got that shot off. And Andre's in no trouble at this point, only his first foul, so that saved a bucket. That's the Cougars' 4th team foul. Well, they say it's Andre's 2nd. Oh, almost stole the inbounds pass. Oh, they get it in close, and Holt scores it. 31-28. The Raiders have scored outscored the Cougars 6-2 since that last time out. And Matt Lehman goes up with a shot, and he's fouled by Butler. Well, I guess they're saying he wasn't shooting. I guess Matt Lehman's efforts to make that look like a shot weren't appreciated, Gordon.
Yeah.
Oh, Scott Furman gets it in close, wants to shoot it, puts it off the glass, and puts it home. Scott made a fine move there, scored his 4th point of the night, puts the Cougars up by 5, 33-28. Ball's into Davis, no good. Rebound, fought for by Ed Finch, and Davis goes over his back.
Well, Dave, down at the other end, when Scott Furman put in that left hand, you mentioned last night, several times, he's in better shape to block shots because he does go up with that left hand, and he has an advantage sometimes early in the game because other players don't realize he's left-handed unless they've been careful about it, and they have an adjustment to make.
Holt goes in with a good pass from Butler. Leads 33-30.
I got to give the Devil his due. Holt seems to be doing pretty well tonight. Now he's only averaging 16 points.
Well, Scott Furman just stepped in his path, and Holt knocked him for a loop. But Scott Furman will take that all night.
Yeah.
That's at least 2 on Holt, maybe 3. Well, they put it on 51. It was on Holt. Had to be. Tim Dunkel comes back into the game. That's Holt's 2nd foul for Andre Bolden. Gary Andre also back in, as is Bob Smith. We need some help. Chuck Lewis had the fight for that ball, but came up with it. Gary Andre in close. Doesn't get it, but he's fouled on the shot. We apologize for some of the traffic we get in front of our camera tonight, but we do not have a situation where we can be completely aloof from the crowd, Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary gets that first one. 34-30. That foul was on number 21, Jimmy Sherrill. That's his 2nd. Gary gets 1 out of 2. Holt now with the ball. Cougars going to play zone. 2-3. And Butler rips the cords. Cuts that lead to 1, 34-30. 34-33. Chuck Lewis wanted to make a long pass to Bob Smith, but number 20, Reggie Anderson, made him adjust that pass, and Chuck couldn't control it without traveling. Fred Cunningham comes back into the game, and Scott Furman's getting ready to check in. We've got another 2-second problem with the clock, Gordon.
Okay. But I don't recall seeing the problem like this with the clock very often.
Well, we used to have that at KVCC, but you know,
now
since we got that
a 6-second problem with the clock.
Since we got that new scoreboard this year, I don't recall the clocks being out of phase on the time all year. Well, apparently the clock to our left
now they've got it evened up. When you
is the one they call the true clock.
Well, they ran a few seconds off of it, though, Dave, so apparently we may be 4 or 5 seconds short on the half. Maybe you can turn on Coach's
Okay,
mic.
yeah.
They called a foul on number 40, or they wrote a foul on number 40, and it was pushed out of bounds, and you even told him. He said you told him it wasn't a foul, and they wrote him a foul in the book.
How can they write him a foul? We can only record every foul.
He asked me about a ball.
How many fouls do they have on 40? 2?
Okay. He asked me about a ball that went out of bounds, and I told him that. Jay. He's going to have to hold the clock for 3 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go, Bob.
Well, I missed that, Gordon. Are they saying that Gary Holt has 3 fouls now?
No, they're saying that Gary Holt only has 1, which is not right. He's got about 5, and he's been called for 2. So the book is right, and they did hold the clock 3 seconds. You heard him say so that the clock is right now. They're not losing seconds this half.
He's in close to Reggie Anderson. He scores it. A little extracurricular activity there as he brushes Bob Smith aside. And now Oakland Community College has gotten into the lead, and there's a steal by Butler. He goes all the way.
Yep, he's by far their leading man on steals all year, so no surprise there.
Well, the Cougars down by 3. We're up by as many as 9, but this Oakland Community College didn't get here by playing dead. Three-point play, doesn't get it. Gary Andre gets it back, wants to drive the lane, puts it up, and in and out. Bob Smith with the tip. Good work by the Cougars on the board, but they didn't. Yeah, Scott Furman hammered him across the arm there. The Cougars didn't get any luck with the tip. Now Scott Furman's picked up another foul. That's the 15th foul on the Cougars, Scott's second. 3:50 remain in the first half, and the Cougars are down by 3, 37-34. Bowie with the ball for the Raiders. Quick pass inside, goes off the fingers of number 20, Reggie Anderson. Fred Cunningham with the ball. Well, it looked to me as if Bowie touched that ball before Scott Furman.
Yeah, although I don't think either one of them had it under control, but that was a close call.
Yeah. Well, Cougars still down by 3 with 3:28 remaining. 37-34. They're back to their man-to-man defense. Smith turns and shoots, and we've got a foul. Scott Furman, that's 3.
Yeah, Scott's going to have to take a break here, I think.
Well, he's going to put Ed Finch back into the game. Scott Furman sits down with 4 points. Ed Finch has 2 fouls, and he comes back into the game with 6 points. They're going to test our depth, whether we want to use it or not, Gordon.
Yeah.
Smith at the line for 2. 38-34. (39-34). Cougars down by 5. Chuck Lewis on top. Gary Andre with the ball. Cougars setting their picks. Good pass over to Gary Andre. Going to try the lane. Oh, yeah. Good play. Uses a left hand off the glass. Gets 2 and a chance at 3. Fouls on number 21, Jimmy Sherrill. Strong move by Gary Andre to the bucket.
He's kept that left hand concealed most of the year. A little like Howard Drent did a couple years ago. You may remember that, Dave. Howard unveiled that in the state tournament.
Yeah, he left us spellbound there for
that's right.
A few seconds. Howard, of course, doing great work for the Albion Britons this year. Worked his way into a starting position for the Albion team. I think at one time was shooting something like 68% from the field, Gordon.
That's right.
Gary Andre scores his 6th point of the night.
Completes the 3-point play.
39-37. Cougars got it down to 2. Chuck Lewis got a piece of that pass, but still found its mark. And now we got the ball back. Cougars doing good work on defense. Both teams scored 116 points last night, Gordon. Obviously, they both can put it in when they have to, but I think tonight it's going to be the team with the best defense going to come out on top. 39-37. Butler lets fly for 3. No good. Tip. No good. Ed Finch working hard. Stripped away by Smith. Oakland back up by 4. Well, Cougars had some problems. Dunkel with that drive ran into some heavy traffic. Dave Masnari going to check in for his first few minutes tonight. 2:25 remaining in the first half. Cougars down by 4, 41-37. So, you know, like I said about defense being the key, Masnari is sort of a designated defensive player for the coach, and he comes in the first half tonight, Gordon. Well, Oakland gets a good shot inside. Ball slapped away and comes to the Raiders. They don't get that one. Ed Finch has got this one under control. Dribbled up floor in a hurry. Bob Smith stumbles.
He slipped there. There might be water or something. Butler having a hard time controlling that ball. Could have been a turnover.
Bowie with the ball looking inside. Now Smith. Back to Butler. He's got it. Puts the Cougars down by 7, 44-37 with 1:34 remaining in the first half. Chuck Lewis with the ball. Cougars have been cold the last 7 or 8 minutes. Gary Andrews starts a drive, stripped by Butler. He's going to put the Raiders up by 9. Again, the Raiders have been doing a good job of stripping the Cougars here in the last few minutes. Masnari has a shot, gets in close, gives it off to Ed Finch, and he scores it. Well, I'm glad to see him get off 37. 46-39, Cougars down by 7 with 52 seconds remaining. Smith lets fly. No good. Rebound, Ed Finch. Now Masnari with the ball.
Well, got a gratuitous slap there.
Chuck Lewis from about 15 feet. In and out and in again. Okay. Chuck scores his 10th point of the half. Cougars down by 5, 46-41 with about 30 seconds left.
Well, we've had a wild 2 minutes here. Neither team playing under control a lot.
Butler with the ball. Smith puts up a shot that's rebounded by Sherrill. Chuck Lewis in a hurry. Gives it off to Ed Finch. 7 seconds remaining. In the close to Bob Smith. Gets his man in the air. Shot's no good, but he's fouled by Davis. Bob will get 2 from the line. Cougars down by 7. 48-41. In a very hard-fought, intense contest in the first half. Bob will have a chance to cut it to 5 as he goes
Dave,
to the
we've
line
got
for
3
2.
seconds on the clock on one side and 5 on the other again. We're having the same problem.
Make the motion before it goes. Make the motion, it is or it isn't, okay?
Coach Schultz wants to get a call from the official whether the thing's good or not at the time, because we're going to have problems with these clocks. I'm a little surprised. They straightened it out the other 2 times when it didn't really matter, and now when it comes down to the time when they really got to straighten the clock out, they don't.
Well, again, the clock to our left is the one to refer to when in doubt. Several people, the referees and the coaches, are pointing that clock on the left. Bob gets 1. Long pass. Now go out to the Cougars underneath with 3 seconds left. Good opportunity.
This is not a low ceiling here either. At Kalamazoo Valley, Cougar Arena, there's some obstructions there, but here it's flat, and that was just a bad throw.
Well, Matt Lehman comes in to... This is a play called from the bench. Gary Andre had called 3 and Coach wanted number 1, so we've got a different setup. Into Bob Smith off the glass, no good. Rebound Davis. That ends the first half. Cougars down by 6, 48-42 in the finals of the state tournament. Well, we're getting ready to start the second half. Our score again is 48-42 in favor of Oakland Community College. They were led by Carson Butler with 14 and Gary Holt with 11 in the first half. They shot 55% from the field and got 21 rebounds. For the Cougars, Chuck Lewis with 10, Ed Finch with 8, and about 7 other Cougars scored. They shot 18 out of 36 from the field, 50%. Got 17 rebounds, and we have Scott Furman with 3 fouls and Ed Finch with 2. Gordon, what do you look for here in the second half?
Well, Dave, Coach Schultz, before he went in and gave a pep talk to the team at halftime, went over and gave a little pep talk to the referees and talked to them about consistency and things like that. Not a bitter type of conversation, but I think that we could use a little more consistency here in the calls. One thing, though, is that Coach Schultz did talk about a little bit at the end of the half is putting the ball inside to Ed Finch. They do not have a height advantage on us like most teams have had, or they have. It's so slight that it's just not the factor that it's been in some games. And as you heard the coach say, Ed Finch may be open more inside than he is on the outside. One of the few times all year.
Well, we'll watch for that. Cougars have the ball.
We did not. I think that our shooting percentage went down significantly in the second quarter, and some of that was due to shot selection and their pressure. That was a good shot there.
Well, Andre.
We had 2 good ones and did not connect.
Well, again, the score stays 48-42. 19:30 remain in this game. 2 heavyweights vying for the crown. Ball's inside to Williams. Doesn't get it. Rebound Davis. And he scores it. Raiders are up by 8. Well, Gordon, if you remember last year, the state tournament finals were played between Southwestern and Oakland Community College.
Yep.
We could have a repeat of that this year. The people that are in the state finals make the regional finals.
Dave, I think back to 2 years ago, too, when Mott had a good team and Kalamazoo Valley beat him on the floor. Irvin Levy was a part of that team, and Tom Johnson was a guard, and both of them are at Central Michigan. They were mentioned on national TV today because as being from Flint, and Central Michigan wins the MAC. And so you do get a lot of good 4-year players that come through here. And mentioned in last night's game, there were a lot of scouts here. There's fewer games tonight, so there are not as many scouts as there are here, but there's still some scouts that are giving a serious look to both players on both teams.
Well, Chuck Lewis, there's a pass that looked errant to start, but Sam Smith ran it down. Chuck Lewis got both those free throws off a foul on Carson Butler, and now Cougars have the ball again. Got a chance to dig in.
The first 5 minutes of a lot of games are crucial. The first 5 minutes of the second half, and we'll see what the Cougars do here.
Well, Andre scored that one. Well, I'm glad to see they're not shying away from their game, Gordon. They're going right with the types of things that's been successful for them all year long. Matt Lehman playing good defense, and he's pushed there by Williams. I'm glad they called that because Matt flipped it right to Holt, wide open underneath. And that may be 3 on Williams. They had 4 players with 2. Yes, that is 3 fouls on Williams. Well, both clocks are synchronized now, Gordon. I hope that. I'd hate to see a last second. Oh, good pass by Scott Furman. There's the play we were looking for inside to Ed Finch.
Yeah, now we've got a line violation down there. Williams got a little casual with that ball and just tried to backhand it in there. And it
Cougars with a chance to tie at the 18-minute mark. Right now it's 50-48. Oakland wants timeout.
Here we go. Nice defense, nice defense. Way to keep getting good shots. You keep getting good shots, man, you're going to be in business. Way to get it inside. Nice pass in there to Ed. Now listen, all we've done now, we still haven't even made it a new game yet. We still haven't made it an 18-minute game. We got to get a bucket, and then we make it a new ball game, and then we have to outplay them for 18 minutes. Okay, we're going to run 3 right here. Okay, set a good pick. Well, three will. Yeah.
One makes okay. I haven't made one corner because they've been spreading out.
All right, you shoot to the corner early on it, and then Scott will set the pick for Ed. Okay, and then the last man, Chuck's got to make his move to get open if it's not there. He'll go deep to get it if he has to, Matt. Okay, but let's get it in there and get a bucket off of it. That's the big thing. On defense now.
Well, Dave, the more interesting huddle here would have been to see what was going on with Oakland because I'm sure their coach is down on the ground, and I think he's diagramming a few plays. They may have a new twist to their press here or something. Kalamazoo Valley's huddle, pretty much Coach Schultz just says, keep on doing what you're doing, but don't let up because we're not even in the lead yet.
Well, Coach repeated something that I just mentioned a minute ago, that Kalamazoo Valley is getting the good shots. They're playing their game right now, and they've come back from a 6-point deficit at half to cut it to 2. Now a chance to tie. Chuck Lewis on top with the ball, looking inside. Now we got a zone by the Raiders.
Yep, that apparently was one of the changes they made in the huddle.
This one, that might mean you want to swing Ed Finch out so he can do a little 3-point work. Andre going to try it. No good. Rebound, Ed Finch. From 2-point range. He flirted with a 3-pointer, but he ties it up with a 2-pointer. New ball game. Coach says now we have to outplay him for 17 minutes and 30 seconds. Carson Butler gets it in the hole. Or excuse me, Reggie Anderson. Chuck Lewis looks at the shot, puts it into Scott Furman. Oh my goodness! Scott Furman was hammered on that play and nothing called. Reggie Anderson gets a bucket down the other end.
Dave, I don't think that pep talk at half helped those referees.
Well, it sure looked like Scott Furman was hammered from this position. There, they're going to call that one. Davis just about runs over Scott Furman. 54-50, Oakland up by 4 with 16:48 left. We're experiencing some static when we go to the bench. I'm not sure if it has to do with the structure here, Gordon, or what, because that battery the coach had in his mic is relatively new. So, Ed Finch in the middle, no good. Rebound, Anderson. Ooh, Ed almost picked up a foul. Butler, he's had 14 in the first half. He's got 2 more. Leads back up.